In a kingdom wrapped in golden sunlight and silver mist, there ruled a wise and kind queen named Seraphina. Her people adored her, for she was fair and just, and under her reign, the land prospered. But dark clouds gathered on the horizon. A terrible curse had begun to wither the crops, drain the rivers, and spread sickness among the people. No one knew its source, and no spell could lift it. One evening, as Queen Seraphina wandered the palace library, searching for answers, she stumbled upon an old, dusty book. Inside, she found a crumbling page written in her own childish handwriting, a promise she had made long ago, a vow so powerful it could save her kingdom. But to fulfill it, she would have to risk everything she loved, her crown, her heart, and even her life. And so, the queen embarked on a journey to face the shadows of her past, unaware that the greatest magic of all lay not in power, but in the keeping of a forgotten promise. When Seraphina was a young princess, she had wandered into the enchanted woods, a place where time moved strangely and magic hummed in the air. There, she met a lonely creature, a silver fox with eyes like stars. The fox had saved her from a lurking shadow beast, and in gratitude, little Seraphina had made a promise: one day, when I am queen, I will return and set you free. But as years passed, the memory faded like morning dew, and the promise was lost to time. Now, the curse ravaging the land was no ordinary blight. It was the sorrow of the silver fox, who had waited decades for the princess to return. His heart had hardened, and his magic had twisted into a storm of despair. The rivers dried because he had wept them dry. The crops died because his hope had withered. When Seraphina read her old vow, her heart ached with guilt. She knew what she must do. Leaving her crown behind, Seraphina disguised herself as a common traveler and set off toward the woods. The path was treacherous, shadow wolves stalked her, and the trees whispered warnings. But she pressed on, guided by the flickering memory of the fox's starry eyes. Deep in the heart of the forest, she found him, no longer a small creature, but a great, sorrowful beast, his fur dull and his eyes full of storms. "You forgot me," the fox growled, his voice like thunder. "I did," Seraphina admitted, tears in her eyes. "But I remember now. And I have come to keep my promise." The fox demanded a price for breaking a royal vow: her voice, her sight, or her crown. Without hesitation, Seraphina offered her crown, the symbol of her power. But the fox shook his head. "No. I do not want your crown. I want your courage." And so, the queen faced her deepest fear, losing her kingdom, to prove she loved it enough to let it go. She knelt before the fox and whispered, "I release you from your loneliness. You are free." At her words, the fox's form shimmered. His silver fur blazed like moonlight, and the curse lifted. The rivers flowed again, the trees bore fruit, and the people's sickness faded. The fox was no longer a beast, but a spirit of the woods, grateful at last. "You have given me more than your promise," he said. "You have given me your heart. And so, I return it to you 1,000-fold." With a touch of his paw, the forest bloomed around her, and Seraphina knew her kingdom was saved. Queen Seraphina returned to her palace, not as a ruler who had conquered, but as one who had surrendered, and in doing so, had found true strength. The people celebrated, not knowing the full tale, but sensing the magic in the AIR.AS for the silver fox. Some say he still wanders the enchanted woods, guarding its secrets. But on quiet nights, if you listen closely, you might hear the echo of a child's promise, and the whisper of a queen's courage. And so, dear reader, remember this: even the smallest vow can shape a kingdom, and the greatest magic is a kept promise. Did you love this fairy tale? Sparkles like, share, and comment below. Let us know what you think. Should Queen Seraphina have another adventure? Subscribe for more enchanting stories. Crescent Moon Open Book: The End? Or is it?